and now I'm broken. So that was fun. Hey girl, hey. So today I am doing a review for Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. This is the 6th book in the Harry Potter series, and this is obviously a continuation from the 5th book of the installments of Harry Potter. So basically, if you don't know what Harry Potter is in general, Harry Potter is about Harry, who is an 11-year-old orphan boy who lives with his aunt and uncle who are horrible to him. He has never ever fit in anywhere in his entire life. His parents were killed when he was a baby. He doesn't remember them at all. And it's just about him coming of age and discovering that he is a wizard and learning about the wizarding world and going to the wizarding school for kids, which is Hogwarts, where he attends with his best friends Hermione and Ron. And it's just about their adventures, their struggles, all that good stuff. So this is the 6th book in the series, so it's kind of hard to talk about without spoiling things. So that was pretty much the beginning. This is actually my first time reading the series. I do have a video on reading the Harry Potter series as an adult if you want to look into that. I will leave it in the cards up top. But overall, I'm really enjoying myself, and I'm really mad that I didn't read the series when I was younger. This one takes place, like most of them do, well, all of them so far, over a year at Hogwarts. Harry's 6th year at Hogwarts, actually. But what is different about this one is that there is a possible war looming in the wizarding world with the Dark Lord Voldemort, who has been the villain in all of the books so far and probably will be in the last one. So he's been a constant struggle for Harry. And it's just the wizarding world as a whole finally like understanding that they're all being affected and trying to now fight back and deal with it. This book I loved a lot because there is a lot of relationship strifes between the characters at Hogwarts, the children and the adults. Everybody is just having relationship difficulties, and that's my favorite thing. We haven't really had much of that since Goblet of Fire, so it was so nice to see that. A lot of relationships forming, ending, moving, switching, changing, all that good stuff. All of the angst that I love from YA literature was in this, and I approve. So that's great. I also loved there's a lot of memory look-throughs. They look through a lot of people's memories throughout this entire book, so you learn a lot of backstory and origin stories of a lot of different characters, and it was just beautiful. That's kind of my favorite, is you're given one character and they're kind of misunderstood, I guess, or they're bad or whatever, and just understanding why they are the way that they are, how they developed from a young age into the person that they are now, all that kind of stuff really interests me. So having that element in here, learning these stories and learning the history to everything that's happening currently, was probably like one of my favorite things that have happened throughout this entire series, because it was very helpful and it was very like beautiful to read about and envision. Part of the going back and looking at people's memories is because Harry is now 16 in this series, which is very good for me because I've said it multiple times. I will say it again multiple times. Reading from an 11-year-old's perspective is difficult, especially when you're older. I had difficulties with it back when I was 11. So to finally have him be an age where he is entrusted in learning these things and seeing these memories and making his own conclusions and drawing his own data from what he's viewing really is important to me. I really liked seeing him be given these ideas and concepts and the ability to formulate them himself, with obviously guidance and help and trust, but also just on a very mature adult level. I very much enjoyed, and that was always something that bothered me in the other books, was that things would be hidden from him that very much affected him directly, and you didn't learn about them until the end when he learned about them, and we all just felt, at least I did and all of his friends, felt very betrayed and like not trusted as they should have been with information. I don't know. I was always the kid where it was like, you can't tell me no and not explain why, or else I'll get very upset. I'm a Taurus. I am stubborn. I need to know why I'm not allowed to do that, you know? So that really was amazing about this book, was that he is now entrusted by all the adults to know certain things and be a part of certain things and be become like a key element of the story and the plot and what's going on behind the scenes of Hogwarts and the political stuff that's happening, you know? It's also very interesting to see the Wizarding World as a whole, not just Harry, but all of the other characters deal with what's happening with the war and the darkness that is being kind of spread around like crazy. So yes, it was really interesting to just see these characters interact with each other and also with just possible danger at every moment of the day. So that was fun to read about. Also, this book was extremely emotional. I feel like in the other books, it was really tame. You know, it was really like, listen, probably like 12-year-olds are reading this book right now, so let's just keep it, you know, on the down low, nothing too dark, nothing too gruesome. And then this book happens and it was emotional and dark and scary and sad. Like a lot of sad things happened, especially in the last 100 pages. I thought I was going to have a mental breakdown. It was really sad. But the last 100 pages were so action-packed. Every 2 seconds I was like, oh my good gracious, that makes so much sense. That's why he was doing this. That's why they were doing that. That's what? You think you know a lot, and then the last 100 pages happen, and you're like, I knew nothing, and now I'm broken. So that was fun. I did not see the ending coming at all. The specifics of it, I didn't know. No one told me. I'm glad they didn't tell me, but then I wasn't prepared. There was a lot of times, especially when Dumbledore like speaks any form of English, that I just like look up from the book, glance at the ceiling, and I'm just like, this is beautiful. I really wish I had read this when I was a child coming of age or like going through puberty, just like discovering life. I genuinely wish that I had this in my life because your girl needs it. It was good. I really enjoyed it. There was also a lot of, like I said, a lot of emotional parts, but they were really touching and really cute, and I really loved seeing the love between all of these characters. But at the same time, I didn't cry. There was something about the events that happened in the last 100 pages that were very dramatic, but they were almost so dramatic that as I was reading it, I was like, this can't be true. This can't be for real. There's a whole nother book. How is that possible? So it didn't really make any sense to me. So I guess I was less affected by it. I didn't cry. I was just kind of sad. My eyes got kind of wet, but like I didn't physically cry at all. I was just really shocked. But I also might just be in denial, which I've heard from friends who have read this, that is a possibility. I'm just in denial. I also really like the magic in this world and the entire wizarding world because it's almost like realistic in a way. Like you can literally take the whole concept of apparitioning, is that what it's called? Where they can like teleport from one place to another place. I don't remember what it's called. But that they learn to do when they're 16. They have to get a license to do it. They have to be trained by a like certified person to do this, and they all get together in a group of 6 years and they learn. Which, if you took out that word and what they were doing, it's literally learning to drive, you know? So I feel like there's so many parallels between the things that happen in this book magically and what would actually happen in a realistic 16-year-old's life, which is beautiful. I can see why this would be a good book for a younger person to read, you know? The last book though, I'm not sure. I might actually like die or have a mental breakdown. Like I don't know if I can actually handle it. I'm nervous because a lot of things happened in this book that I didn't think could happen in the series. It's like the last Marvel movie. Like I don't think that like there are rules against it, but now I guess there are new rules. So I'm nervous. I'm gonna have to read it. I'm really nervous, but okay. That's all I have to say. Oh, let me sit different. Thank you so much for watching.